Leafs Nation, are you absolutely sick and tired of the constant, nagging feeling that something is missing? Are you exhausted by the endless speculation, the gaping hole in our top six forward group, especially after the seismic shift of Mitch Marner's departure? Just when you thought the free agency frenzy had quieted, just when you started to resign yourselves to the current roster, a whisper from across the ocean has turned into a roar. A two-time NHL All-Star, a Stanley Cup champion, a player whose talent is undeniable but whose recent journey has been fraught with challenges, is looking to make a dramatic return to the NHL. And the most tantalizing part? He could be exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs need, a low-risk, high-reward gamble that could finally complete our puzzle. Could this be the audacious, yet perfectly calculated move that puts us over the top? Let's dive into the electrifying possibility of Evgeny Kuznetsov donning the blue and white. The Toronto Maple Leafs find themselves once again at a critical juncture in their perennial quest for the Stanley Cup. With the dust settling on a tumultuous offseason that saw significant changes, including the high-profile departure of Mitch Marner, a glaring need remains: another top six forward. This isn't just a minor tweak. It's a fundamental requirement for a team with championship aspirations. General Manager Brad Treliving has been vocal about this, acknowledging the void left by Marner's absence. The free agency market, as we've seen, didn't exactly overflow with top-tier talent that fit the Leafs' cap structure or strategic needs. And with a limited arsenal of trade assets, the path to acquiring that crucial piece has seemed murky, at best. But sometimes, the solution comes from the most unexpected places, or in this case, from a player looking for a second chance, a redemption arc that could perfectly align with Toronto's ambitions. Reports have now surfaced, gaining significant traction, that Evgeny Kuznetsov, a name that resonates with both brilliance and recent struggles, is looking to make a dramatic return to the National Hockey League. After spending last season in the KHL back in Russia, a move that many saw as a step away from the NHL spotlight, Kuznetsov is reportedly eager to prove he still belongs among the elite. And this, Leafs fans, is where the opportunity for Toronto becomes absolutely fascinating. The Maple Leafs should, without a doubt, look to sign him in what could be the quintessential low-risk, high-reward move of the summer. Why low-risk? Given Kuznetsov's recent trajectory and his stated desire to return and prove he's still an NHL-caliber player, he is highly likely to sign for a cheap, short-term deal, specifically a one-year contract. This is precisely what the Maple Leafs can offer him. It's a perfect alignment of needs and circumstances. For Toronto, it's an opportunity to acquire a player with undeniable skill and a proven track record of success without committing long-term salary or sacrificing valuable assets. If it works, it's a steal. If it doesn't, the financial commitment is minimal and the team can simply move on next summer. This kind of flexibility is golden in today's cap-strapped NHL. Beyond the financial aspect, Toronto can offer Kuznetsov something equally, if not more valuable, a legitimate chance to be a top six winger. With Marner's departure, there's a significant opening on the wing, a role where Kuznetsov could truly thrive. He could even potentially get some much-coveted power play time, leveraging his elite puck skills and vision to quarterback the man advantage. This isn't just about ice time. It's about opportunity, about being placed in a position to succeed and showcase his talents. Let's not forget Kuznetsov's pedigree. He was a key, instrumental member of the Washington Capitals team that hoisted the Stanley Cup in 2018, leading the league in playoff scoring that year. He's a two-time NHL All-Star, earning selections in 2016 and 2022. His career statistics speak volumes. In 743 career games, he has recorded 173 goals and a remarkable 402 assists for 575 points. His career-high season in 2017-18 saw him explode for 27 goals and a staggering 83 points. This isn't a fringe player. This is a proven offensive force, a playmaker with incredible vision and dazzling stick-handling ability. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Kuznetsov's effort has, at times, been criticized. There have been periods where his engagement seemed to wane, leading to inconsistent performance. But this is where the Craig Berube factor comes into play. If any coach in the NHL can get a player motivated to play hard, to buy into a system, and to consistently bring their A game. It would be the newly appointed Maple Leafs head coach, Craig Berube. Known for his no-nonsense approach, his demanding style, and his ability to command respect, Berube is exactly the kind of coach who could light a fire under Kuznetsov. This isn't just a coaching change. It's a culture shift, and Kuznetsov stepping into that environment with the understanding that this is likely his final shot at being an NHL player could be the perfect catalyst for a career resurgence. The Russian forward would likely go all out, driven by the desire to prove he's still a dynamic NHL player, a force to be reckoned with. Strategically, Kuznetsov would likely slot in as Toronto's second-line left winger, a position where the Maple Leafs desperately need an upgrade. Last season, Bobby McMahon, while a valiant effort, was the team's second-line left winger. While McMahon brings grit and determination, Kuznetsov offers a significant upgrade in terms of offensive skill, playmaking ability, and overall top-six caliber. Furthermore, Kuznetsov's versatility is an added bonus. He can also play center if needed, providing valuable flexibility to Berube's lineup. So, from a pure hockey perspective, taking a flyer on Kuznetsov with a one-year deal to see if he is an upgrade over what they currently have is not just sensible, it's a no-brainer. The confirmation of Kuznetsov's desire to return comes directly from his agent, Shumi Babiv. Babiv recently told RG Media that the skilled forward is unequivocally looking at making a return to the NHL. I worked with Evgeny in Russia. In the U.S., he had a different agent, but now I represent his interest in the NHL. Babiv explained to RG. He asked for my opinion, and I've always said that the NHL is where he belongs. Last year, he was mentally and physically exhausted and wanted to come back to Russia. But even at 60 to 70% of his usual level, he was still one of the top players in the KHL. This insight from his agent is crucial. It paints a picture of a player who was burnt out, not necessarily washed up. A player who, even at a fraction of his peak, was still dominant in a competitive league. This suggests that with renewed mental and physical energy, a fresh start and the right motivation, Kuznetsov could indeed return to a very high level. Babiv also confirmed that he has already spoken to NHL teams about a potential contract, indicating that interest is brewing, and Kuznetsov is genuinely eager to prove he can still be an effective NHL player. In my view, there are about 10 teams where Kuznetsov could be a real asset, where there's both room on the roster and cap space. I think we could have clarity within a couple of weeks, Babiv added. The couple of weeks timeline is particularly exciting for Leafs fans, suggesting that a decision could be imminent. Given that free agency didn't yield many top-line players, and the Maple Leafs, as mentioned, don't have an abundance of trade assets to swing a blockbuster deal, taking a calculated risk on Kuznetsov makes perfect sense. General Manager Brad Treliving, after the opening day of free agency, made the team's priority crystal clear. Mitch was a top-six forward, and we haven't replaced that hole. Treliving stated emphatically, that's really where our focus is. Evgeny Kuznetsov, with his undeniable skill set, his proven history as a top-six forward, and the potential for a motivated resurgence under Craig Berube, could be that low-cost, high-impact solution. He has all the tools to fill that critical void and help the Maple Leafs finally take that elusive next step. This isn't just about signing a player. It's about betting on a comeback, a redemption story, and the potential for a truly special season. So, Leafs Nation, what do you think? Is Evgeny Kuznetsov the missing piece we've been searching for? Are you willing to take a chance on a player with his talent and a chip on his shoulder, especially on a low-risk deal? Drop your thoughts, your predictions, and your hopes for this potential signing in the comments section below. If this news got your heart racing, hit that like button, share this video with every single Maple Leafs fan you know, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel for all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and passionate discussions that keep you at the heart of the action. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and let's see if the Leafs make the move that changes everything.